Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a new set. We're going in complete order, so the set we're checking out today is Battle Styles, and of course we're going to be highlighting a certain Pokemon, and we're going to be checking out their best cards in Pokemon history, and for today's video that is going to be Arceus. And we are going to do a little giveaway today. All you got to do is make sure you subscribe, you got to hit that notification bell, you got to hit that like, and then you have to answer the question of the day. What Pokemon do you guys like better, Palkia or Dialga? And these are the cards we're giving away today. We got a beautiful Magneton and Mimikyu promo, and I do have to announce the winner from last Thursday's giveaway, and it is at Goop. So just shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram, I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Punch-Out Gaming. Punch-Out Gaming is my local game store that I go to, and it's the #1 game store in all of Minnesota. I've actually been to every single one. No one can beat the variety, so definitely check them out. They're only located 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities. All the links will be in the description. Then, of course, you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use the code BEARD25, you'll get $25 off your first submission. And if you guys want to try out Tag, use the code BEARD10, you'll get 10% off your first submission. All right, let's get into it. So we have Battle Styles. Total set value $815. This set came out March 18th, 2021. This was our first Sword and Shield set with alternate arts. This does have the Sleepy T-Tar alternate art, raw $259, and then it drops all the way down to the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX alt art at $72. The card is beautiful. My wife actually pulled this, one of our first packs opening Battle Styles. Then we even have an Empoleon V alternate art, a starter Pokemon. And then the Mimikyu V full art has gone crazy lately, raw now $34. And Empoleon's actually been doing pretty good too, because it was always a $30 alternate art, now it's $64. Then we got the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX raw $33. People did not really enjoy this one because they said it looks like a full art. Then it drops down to the Gold Houndoom, one of the best gold cards we've gotten, you know, when they're actually shiny Pokemon, raw $23. Then the Rainbow Victini VMAX at $20. Then we got our two more alternate arts, Rapid Strike Urshifu V and Single Strike Urshifu V. Both pretty sick, both right around 16 bucks. All right, first up, we have the Gold Houndoom with a pop of 1,469 in a 10, 844 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $78. Next, we have the Single Strike Urshifu V alternate art with a pop of 1,200 in a 10, 603 in a 9. And last sold in a 10, we got one at 99 and 71. Next, we have the Rapid Strike Urshifu V alternate art with a pop of 1,300 in a 10, 492 in a 9, and last sold in a 10, $44 and $60. Next, we have the Single Strike Urshifu V Max alternate art with a pop of 1,095 in a 10 and 530 in a 9. This card goes up and down, last sold now 130, 117, 132, and 144. Next, we have the Mimikyu V full art with a pop of 513 in a 10, 259 in a 9. This was at about 120 bucks. Now that's sold $200, and before that $160. Pretty good for a full art. Next, we have the Empoleon V alternate art with a pop of 3,200 in a 10, 1,300 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, 219, 215, 195, and then raw, you know, right around 60 bucks now, which I think it deserves it. Next, we have the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX alternate art with a pop of 2,900 in a 10, 1,200 in a 9. Was at 147. Now last sold. Crazy high one at 350, otherwise 190, 200, 185. And last on the list, we have the Sleepy Tyranitar with a pop of 6,600 in a 10, 5,100 in a 9. So it's at 563 in March. Now last sold $850, $849, $899, and $800. Next, we have the Battle Styles Booster Pack. This was at $7 3 months ago, and now all last sold right around $8. So we got 20 of them at $750. And here is the Battle Styles Elite Trainer Box. Was at $80. Now last sold 110, 129, 118, and 97. And here is the Booster Box. Was at $250, got up to $267, dropped down to $255, and now it's back up to $267. So yeah, that is it for Battle Styles. But all right, let's get to Arceus here. It's kind of crazy. They don't even really give him any commons or uncommons or anything like that. Probably just because he's the god Pokemon. But he does not have a ton of cards. So we got our basic Vs here. And then we got our V-Stars, which are literally $2 or $3 cards. And then we got our Arceus V Prize Pack Series card, market price $6.93. And then our full art from Brilliant Stars, market price $9. And we're going to jump right into it. We have the V-Star cards. We have the Rainbow Arceus V-Star from Brilliant Stars with a pop of 2,000 in a 10, 1,100 in a 9. Last sold raw, about a $10 or $15 card. And PSA 10, we got a sale at $97. And $80 on eBay. Next, we have the gold version of that card. The pop of 2,000 in a 10, 1,087 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, $76 and $80. And raw, it's about a $15 to $20 card. Next, we have the metal cards. So you have to get these in the actual UPC, and I genuinely feel like these are some of the most slept on cards in Pokemon. All last sold for, this is the V-Star one, 16, 20, 17. We got a PSA 9 at 49. And it says we do have a PSA 10 still here at 248. Next, we have the V card, which I actually like a lot better. We got a PSA 10 sale here at 400 and 300. And raw, it's about a $15 card. Next, one of the best cards on the entire list. This is absolutely beautiful with a pop of only 735 in a 10, 2,755 in a 9. This could honestly be the best Arceus card we've ever gotten. And last sold in a PSA 10, $700. And before that was 610. And raw, looks like this is anywhere between $25 to $30. Beautiful, beautiful card. Next, the alternate art from Brilliant Stars, which I don't like as much as that promo we just looked at, but it's still very beautiful. So the pop of 6,400 in a 10, 4,000 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, 252. It was 125 in February, and we have another sale at 230, so it is going up. Last sold raw, 56, 49, 55. Next, we have the gold card from Crown Zenith. Beautiful cards, and these actually do connect with the other 3 gold cards. This has a pop of 19,446 in a 10, 11,332 in a 9. Was at 238 in February. Now last sold in a 10, 395 and 450. We got raw at 170, 155, 210, 227. Finally getting some love. All right, next we have some tag teams. We have the Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. This is just the full art from Cosmic Eclipse with a pop of 570 in a 10, 501 in a 9. Was at 178, now last sold 231 and 250. Raw, we got 41, 42, 49, and we got a PSA 9 at 70. Next, same exact art, but the rainbow version, also from Cosmic, with a pop of 733 in a 10, 612 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, 369, 350, 327, and raw, we got 50, 69, and $60. Next, we have the first alternate art of the Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia tag team. This is non-textured, and I think this is done by Arita. Yep, with a pop of 2,200 in a 10 and 2,000 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, 181, 210, 180, and we got a PSA 9 at 33 and 32, and raw, anywhere from like $20 to $30. Next, the big boy, the alternate art, Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia tag team card. They call this the ADP card. This is my favorite tag team card, actually, and I want to get this statue in my house one day. I'm going to need a bigger house, but I want this life size. This is literally my dream. This is a pop of 1,500 in a 10, 1,800 in a 9. This was at $1,500 in December 2025. Now last sold $2,750, $2,650, and $2,500 with a PSA 9 at $650, $526, and $545. Raw, we got $460, $455, $330, and we got a near mint one here at $600. So this card is very expensive, but it's just so unique compared to the rest of the tag teams. That's why I like it so much. Next, we have the Arceus Prism Star. I love these guys. I actually just showed my complete set of these kinda for a second in my last What If Wednesday. Definitely check that out. You can literally get every single Prism Star card for like $130, like for all of them. And they are of super popular Pokemon like Giratina and stuff like that. This is a pop of only 28 in a 10, 131 in a 9. Last sold raw, this is one of the most expensive ones. Ranges from like $10 to $20. And last sold, which was a few months ago, PSA 10 was $220 for a card that only has a pop of, 30 or whatever. Next, we have the Shining Arceus from Shining Legends. This card has a pop of 1,810 in a 10 and 3,000 in a 9. This was at $200. Now last sold $500, $425, $450. These cards are actually pretty tough to grade. And raw, it's about a $25 to $30 card. Next, we have the XY Black Star promo Arceus XY 197. Beautiful scene here. It says a pop of 5 in a 10. Says last sale was 410. I'm sure it would sell for 3 times as much now since we got the whole low pop thing going. But raw, very affordable. It's like a $15 or $20 card. We got a PSA 8 at 88, PSA 9 at 199 and 221. But the card is super nice. Next, Some of my favorite cards on the list, and I keep talking about these cards. These are the XY Black Star promos. These are the first ever illustration rares we've ever gotten, no texture, but these cards are literally impossible to grade, and you can buy them all raw for like the craziest, cheapest prices ever. So we have XY83 because there's two different ones. Has a pop of 6 and a 10 and 134 and a 9. Last sold on eBay is 2,000. I'm sure it would sell for way more than that if it was recent. And raw, we got sales here. Let's see if we can find some near mint ones. Going to be closer to, $50 or $60, but still, it's dirt cheap. We even got a near mint one here at 26 and 49, but a lot of people's near mints are not the same or actually near mint even remotely. But yeah, for around $50, you can get a ton of these XY Black Star promos. Let me know down below which one you guys like the most. So we have XY83 and XY116. I think I got to go with 116. I think it looks a little crazier. Yeah, let me know down below what you guys like better. This one has a pop of 18 and a 10 with the last sale at $4,000. And raw, this one, we got a near mint at 15, which is crazy. It's going to be about $40, honestly, if you want it near mint. And we got a PSA 9 at $205, which is only 221 of those also. All right, next we have the Arceus AR card. So there's 9 of these, and you can see these lines on the card. They actually connect. They're getting kind of expensive now. They used to be literally $5 or $10 a card, but now they're $20, $30, $40 a card. But here is all of them, and it honestly makes a beautiful binder page, especially if you enjoy this Pokemon. But yeah, all of them connect. And then there is also a couple level X's that have that same ring that kind of go with it. And those raw, we got 65, 40, 45. We'll click on one of them. They're actually pretty tough to grade also. Has a pop of 22 and a 10, 168 and a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $10,211. But raw, we got near mint at 51, 65. Here's kind of an expensive one at 107. But I see these all the time for like $70, pretty clean. But I love the whole AR thing, and like I said, it just makes a beautiful binder page. Next, we have the Diamond and Pearl promo, which also has this ring with it. Super cool holo on this thing. It's very nice. Has a pop of 8 and a 10. Last sold $2,880. Raw, we got $25, $15, $27, $22, and a PSA 8 at $90. All right. Next, we are jumping to some Japanese exclusives. So here is another one of these cards. This is a DPTP promo with a pop of 83 and a 10. Last sold in a 10 is $560, $495, and $623. And raw, looks like this is about a $30 card if you want it in clean condition. Now, here are my 3 favorite Japanese exclusives, which I actually just ordered when I was making this video because they were just so cool. And I had one of them before, but I don't know what happened to it. I think I traded it. But check how cool these are. They're the movie commemoration random pack cards, and I think they are just so sick. I just think they look super unique. But I ordered the set, all 3 of them, for like $130. So not too bad. Here is number 20. This has a pop of 349 in a 10, 197 in a 9. Was at 171 in a 10. Now last sold $590. And raw, we got a 33, 45. We got a PSA 8 at 80, PSA 9 at 118. Here's a raw one at 25. There is a lot of, rough ones out there because I've seen a bunch at like $20, but they were not actually near mint. Next, here is 21 with a pop of 346 and a 10, 206 and a 9. And we got a PSA 10 sell at 650, a PSA 9 at 78. Raw, we got 25, 55. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most of the clean ones are going to be closer to 50. And last on the list, we have number 22, which might be my favorite of the 3. Ooh, that first one's pretty sick. I had this one. This is the one that I had before, number 21. Yeah, I think I'm going with the first one. This is my favorite. This is my second favorite. This is my third favorite. But for number 22, we got a PSA 10 sell at 933 with a pop of 307 and a 10, 219 and a 9. With a PSA 9 sell at 121, 153. We got a PSA 7 sell at 80, and raw $58 for lightly played. But all right, that was today's Throwback Thursday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys could do me a massive favor and check out my newest vending video, you can click that here. Otherwise, if you guys want to check out my other vending videos, I have an entire playlist. It would mean a ton if you guys could check those out. But all right, we'll see you next time.